Hi, this is Jason Fielder with the Daily Forex Report for February 1st. We're currently looking at the US-Japanese yen pair. This particular pair gapped down 37 pips at the open. It did retrace that gap, did close higher, and it broke by 1 pip the previous Friday's high. So definitely looking for this pair to continue going sideways overall. I don't foresee it moving too much, moving into a trend at this point. Still just moving sideways. I could see us moving up to about this point, which brings us to our projections. Look for it to potentially go as high as 91.45, possibly as low as 89.32. Look for some resistance around 91 and look for some support around 90.07. Now, switching over to the Euro-USD pair, this particular pair closed up, definitely in a moving down and has a bias to the downside. Look for it to potentially move as high if we get a pullback to 1,4,000, possibly as low as 137.79. Look for some resistance around 139.85 and look for some support around 138.50. Okay, now switching over to the pound US dollar pair. This pair gapped at the open, did move much lower, about 100 pips, pulled back, moved within a couple of pips of retracing, didn't quite get there, did close up for the session. So we're definitely keeping an eye on this pair. Look for this pair to continue to move to the downside with a bias to the downside. Look for it to move potentially as high as 160.45 and hit resistance there. Look for it to move as low as 158.50 and hit support at that level. Now switching to the US Swiss, this pair created an inside bar today. It closed down. It is still moving to the upside by and large. It has an upward bias. Look for it to potentially go as high as 106.80, possibly as low as 105.06. Look for some resistance around 106.25 and look for some support around 105.25. Okay, no real news announcements as far as the next few days. I think the next big news announcements we have are on Thursday, so we actually have a decent amount of time until the news announcements. Let's take a look at the pound US dollar pair. I wanted to show you kind of a longer view on the week time frame, longer view of this pair. Show you what's been developing here. Draw some trend lines. You can see that things have started moving sideways overall. Slight trend to the downside. However, we did have a low here, which was pegged pretty much by today's session, and we have this low here, this area of support. I do believe if we get, there we go. I do believe that if we get a breakout to the downside right here, that going short at that point would be a good idea, 158.20, and look for it to come on down to this point, which is roughly about 200 pips or so. Let's actually take a look at it. It's around, I guess, the 180, 190, 185, 190 area. So that would be definitely something to look for. Now, if you zoom back out, another potential is for, if it does get to that point, pretty much the break. You also want to keep aware of the 156.93 level, which is this low. We could possibly see some support come into the market at that point. If it does go through it, though, and then goes through our trend line, the next place I would look would be all the way down here. We have a window of opportunity that has been created. I do believe it will zip through there pretty quick. It's gone through it before fairly quick, several times historically, so I could see it going through that area again fairly quick. So definitely look for this pair to break to the downside. I'm not guaranteeing that it will happen. We could get a reversal and it come back up to this point of the trend line, but if we do get a breakout to the downside, I could see it coming down to this 1.5363 level really quick. So definitely keep an eye on that. Well, that pretty much wraps us up for today. So until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.